What's up, guys? Welcome to the other Refinement. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's episode is a live stream Q&A, so if you guys have any questions, throw it in the chat. But I want to give you guys a recap of our party last week. It went really well. I did a listing party last week from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then we had lunch and beer after. It went fantastic. About 50 people joined, which is very surprising. So some of the people who applied, so it's free. If you guys want to join, just email me at chris@dailyrefinement.com and I'll reply back with the Zoom information. Some people I were creepy when they responded because they didn't introduce themselves. They just said, "Give me the link," and they had no name and an anonymous email. So I just don't know who you are. So please introduce yourself. Let me know who you are, that you're a real person, and at least say hello before give me the link, and I'll be able to respond back and give you a link to the party. But it went really well. 50 people came roughly. People stayed for the full 3 hours and worked, and a lot of people said they had never gone 3 hours before without not checking their phone one time. Just like photographs, listing, putting stuff away, reorganizing, redoing stuff. They didn't get distracted because nobody else was distracted. Some people were only able to come for an hour, half an hour, and then afterwards we talked about what worked, what didn't work. It was very cool. I want to continue to do that forever. Um,
They're asking when are you going to upload it?
what?
When are you going to upload it?
Oh, I'm not. They're
Oh,
not recorded. So the listing parties are not recorded. They're
okay.
just for to
Just
show
live.
people live and
Hmm.
to work together. And we have that 24-hour room in our group already that people can use all the time. It was just the first time that I was doing it with everybody. So I was able to do 30 photographs, 30 listings, all my shipping, and get 30 shoes ready for this week. It was really productive for me. I'm still working on my photo setup. I'm currently sitting on the floor, which is not very efficient, but I'm working on that whole room that used to just be storage, and I'm excited to have it all come together. I'm gonna have enough room in there for two full Uline shelves, um, and it's gonna be able to store roughly 1,500, 2,000 items. And this morning's call, um, I forgot. Oh, Kelly. Kelly in the UK, she was asking me, how do I fit more than 1,500 items? So she's in the UK, so her space is 4 meters by 4 meters roughly, which is about a one car garage, 15 feet by 15 feet. And I think her space is slightly smaller than mine. Mine's 15 by 15. And I don't know if you can really fit more than 1,500, 2,000 items in there without it getting really cramped. My goal is to also be able to take photos in there, list in there, and it's really hard when you don't have enough space. So I feel like 1,500, 2,000 items in a one car garage is already pretty full, and that's sort of where you should aim for.
Celeste says, I so loved the listing party. Lots of Bay Area peeps.
Yeah, I did two parties here, and only 8 people came total. 4 people one week and 4 people the next week, and Taylor came both times, so really only 3 people. So people didn't want to come hang out and work. They just want to hang out. But I was happy because the listing party people came to work. Like we of course we should do a meetup and eat barbecue and have drinks, but I'm more of a work kind of guy, and I kind of feel like it's not okay to be a work person. I like work. I don't only work, but I do enjoy working. I don't think I would be happy like on the Whatnot stream earlier. People were saying they wake up at 11 or 1:30 every day. That's cool on them. I just don't know if I could wake up that late. That's like a late start. Like I don't even know what that life is like to wake up at 11 and start shopping. That's a different existence than what I have right now. I don't know if I would even want that because you guys know me. I like to work. It's not like and I think I'm already living pretty close to a perfect life. I wouldn't eliminate work from my day. But it's not recorded. If you guys want to join again this Friday, 9 to noon, listing party, Bay Area party to be TBD. TBD.
Mohammed says, hey Chris, when doing your taxes, does the IRS ask for receipts and invoices on your expenses and income, or do they just trust whatever you put there?
If you get audited, they're gonna examine you anally and look at every single penny and see where it went. They're gonna want to see your bank account, your credit card statement to see where that money actually went. If you're not getting audited, they're just gonna look at how much money went into your bank account and how much exited. But you should be filing quarterly taxes so they kind of get an idea, so they're not surprised. But it is best to keep receipts for 7 years. That's the recommended IRS timeline. I'm not an accountant, so consider my advice fake. Talk to a real accountant, but I keep my records for 7 years, and you got to pay your taxes quarterly, ideally, so you don't get penalized. In California, they penalize you the amount of tax you owe, so it's like ridiculous. Like, so like if you owe 2 grand in taxes and don't pay on time, they charge you 2 grand. So that's like just anyway, it's not friendly here to not pay your taxes. That's why I'm happy to move, or I mean, I prefer all W-2 employees so that they don't have to worry about that. Even though you get more money as a 1099, but you have to keep track of everything.
Minecraft says, "Hey Chris, I want to ask.
Yep.
Anyone else have an addiction of just opening your eBay on your phone every minute in case you got an order, or am I just crazy?"
Some people needlessly. I do, but it's like I think it's better to delay the gratification until later in the day, especially once you start getting momentum. Here's the problem. Every single time I check my Poshmark, there's another sale. So it's like dopamine central, right? Because I'm hoping I got a sale and I did get a sale. So then you're going to be checking it like a rabid dog all day. So you just have to fill your day with something productive and check after. Otherwise, you're going to check your phone all day. You can't be bored. You got to be busy. That's otherwise like you're checking nonstop while you're walking the dog, when you're with your friends, when you're with your significant other, and it becomes super annoying. So I'm working on a video right now where I'm hoping that I can only use my phone a couple of times a day because I'm the same way. I'm checking like my thing is like so messed up. My brain is messed up because I can check YouTube. There's always comments. There's always money. I can check Poshmark. There's always money. There's always comments. Whatnot is whatnot. So like there's every time I do something, there's that dopamine release. So I think my brain's kind of messed up. It's kind of like, I'm probably like have the brain of someone who games all day or does cocaine all day because it's like lighting up like crazy all day. So I feel you. I'm reading this book right now called Stolen Focus, and it's talking about how this is not made up. The normal person touches their phone 2,000 times a day. It's 111 times an hour.
And then their face.
And then their face. So your face is covered in
Yeah,
all
touching
this
your
gunk.
face.
So 2,000 times a day, people touch their phone. That's insane.
I believe that and
So,
more.
so if you don't have a cell phone, you'd probably get back 12 hours a day. That's how much people are. Of course, people are working on their phone. They're talking to their friends. They're doing everything. But all of these apps, they're so dangerous because they all read your email. They all read your text. They all listen to us all day long. They're giving us the most viral, epic things that we want to see, and it's scary. So phones are very addictive. That's why the listing party was so dope because people put their phone away for 3 hours.
Yeah. Amanda has two questions.
Yep.
What is a Uline shelf?
Yep.
And are you planning to stick with listing shoes on your Poshmark closet, or will you transition to clothes?
It's going to be 50-50 shoes and clothing. Probably going to lean more towards clothing because it takes up less space than shoes. So a Uline shelf, I actually use shelves from Home Depot called Husky, but you can get shelves anywhere. Uline is just, it's more expensive, but it comes tomorrow. So if you want to pay about 50% more, you can order it on Uline today. It'll be there tomorrow. So like when I'm impatient, I order from Uline, but you can get the same supplies on Uline at Home Depot or Walmart or Amazon, cheaper. It's just slower. Uline is really addictive because it comes right to your door.
Sam is asking if Allison or Holly are here. Holly is here.
Allison just left. Holly left. Holly is here. Allison just left.
Barefoot Mama says hello.
Barefoot Mama.
Mama.
And I'm looking for one more person to help Rachel. So I'm currently interviewing. Looking for one more person. I love having 2 people per stream.
A weekender though.
Yeah, it might be a weekender, but I'm hoping. I don't know yet. I love the new format of 3-hour shows. I just need to figure out all the logistics. Yeah, but I'd like to have Rachel have a helper. That way, it's the same thing. I don't want to manage solo shows and dual shows. Ideally, I would just everyone would do the same thing here. Um, yeah, we're under construction. A lot of changes here at Daily Refinement.
Yeah. Always
Always.
making progress.
Yeah.
Zane is asking, hey Chris, hope you're well. If you wanted to, would you source branded items from a branded company?
Only if their brand is worth their salt. So like really good brands, yes, I would source from them all day. Like we have this brand called Subi right now, KSUBI. It's like a really high-end brand sold at Bloomingdale, Saks Fifth Avenue. It's very strange and weird. Like there's rats and destruction and weird things on them.
Oh,
But
on them.
on them,
Like
yeah,
Prince.
They
literally.
also had a catwalk of all the rats on the side of it. Like, did you know that?
Yeah, yeah. It's like a really urban, and they're making a statement, if you know what I mean.
I saw one of the jeans was $600.
Yeah, the jeans are like between $500 and $1,000, and they're all like my broke
Wow.
friend always buys Subi. That's why I jumped on it. I saw it and I was like, oh man, Subi's really expensive. So I jumped on it, bought it, and that's a brand that I know has a really good awareness for like rich people or people who want to be rich. So I picked it up. But if it's like a no-name brand, it's harder. No-name brand is harder. Oh, can we do 2 pieces of tape?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, there's gonna be a little bit of tape noise. Guys.
Holly's making boxes.
Holly's making boxes for us. I need 12 boxes today, so there'll be 20. There'll be 24 tape swipes today.
Maybe. Because I have to do double.
Well, yeah,
Both
12,
sides.
12 boxes too, right?
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Oh, you're
Yeah.
very confident.
Yeah. There'll be 24 interruptions today to keep you on your. I don't know. Is it? Let us know how loud it is because I'm on a mic, so maybe it is not as loud. I don't know. I don't know. Let us know.
DJ Showers says, how do I contact the store to try and get their summer or winter clothes that they didn't sell?
That's a good question. Most of the deals that I have come from the person meeting in person with the buyer. So literally knocking on doors. Because if you know small businesses, they're really busy. They're not really picking up the phone. When Holly was running her shop, she's probably not answering the phone for a solicitor. So like if you were to go to the store though, you would definitely run into her. She still wouldn't want to talk to you because they're busy, but that's the easiest way is to actually go into the store at the end of the season and be like, what happens to this stuff if you can't sell it? Can I buy all of it at a discount right now? Maybe that's a good chance, but it's better if you actually know them.
Yeah.
So if you were to shop at the store all the time, it would be easier than a complete stranger.
Nanabelle says, what is your opinion on free shipping and promoting to help sales?
So free shipping definitely ranks better. You don't need to do free shipping, especially as a small business owner, because free shipping is more like something you do for brand new items. Generally speaking, people who resell items don't do free shipping. But if you do free shipping, you will rank higher. More people will buy it. It just comes straight out of your pocket because most people don't really look at the shipping on a pre-owned item. So they're going to be like $20 plus shipping, completely normal to them. $28 free shipping. To me, $28 free shipping sounds like Amazon. So it can actually lower the perceived value to some people if you're doing free shipping because it sounds like you're a big box corporation. But it is usually cheaper for the customer. If they return it, they don't have to pay return shipping. So for some customers, they love free shipping. So it's going to make you have more customers to buy from you. Promoted listings, I recommend you promote what you can afford.
Abigail Grace says, Chris, I'm always impressed by how many books you get through. Do you read physical books or prefer audiobook?
I read about 15 minutes per night real books right now. I'm reading Pizza Tiger right now by the Domino's Pizza guy. He's had a roller coaster of existence. But I'm trying to read 15 minutes per day, and then I listen to audiobooks on the way to the gym and on the way back. So about half an hour a day. I get through a fair amount of books, and I'm now realizing that I don't execute a lot of the improvements. So as an example, we're working on my shipping station, and we made a couple of steps that made it easier. And this morning I was trying to eliminate one of the steps, and it didn't really work very well. But I'm like, here I like Allison was like, "Hey, you're trying to eliminate this little baby step from the process," and I was just thinking, yes, there's probably something more inefficient I can work on first. So all these books that I'm reading sometimes don't relate to what I'm doing. And they're kind of a waste of time. So, for example, if I was reading right now about how to make an efficient shipping table, that probably would be more relevant information because I read a lot and I know a lot, but I don't execute very much. It's like kind of a waste.
Video Games Explained says, "Hey Chris, I finally hit 1,000 items. I'm a fairly new seller.
Nice.
Been following your advice and working hard, doing about 45 to 50 sales a day, but it's getting hard to expand. I found helpers to help me source, but it's getting difficult to source. How could I expand more? I sell toys."
I would figure out what the one thing with toys. Oh, I was going to ask Holly, what kind of shoes should Natalie wear? Do you have any recommendation? She's a size 6 right now, I think. Like Stride Right? You think it's a good brand?
Stride Rite is great. Seakai Run.
Seakai Run?
A great brand, and also I think it's San Francisco based.
Seakai Run. The reason why that brings me to, or brings, sorry, toys, from my experience so far with my kids, they go through them relatively quickly and they stay in good condition because we have been donated so many toys and I rotate the toys like every week or so. I think that most donation centers have too many toys. So eventually you can find a bulk way to buy from them because they're either selling it by the pallet at the very end or they're discarding it at the very end. So you need to figure out where those toys go at thrift stores because I feel like toys got to be one of the top 10 things donated. There's just so many.
And
Kids' books and toys, there's just so many of them.
Bold Finds.
What's up,
says,
James?
"Hey Chris, if you could change one thing to increase sell-through rate, what would you recommend?"
Okay, this is a good question. So, if you guys are in the group, I always recommend the advanced eBay podcast, which means when you sell an item, you need to get enough money to buy 2 items. I'll repeat it. Buy 1 item. Make enough money to buy 2 items and put money in the bank. So my number one recommendation or improvement would be to price as aggressive as possible to still be able to do that. So as an example, let's say you have 100 items in your store. You sell all of them. And then next quarter, like you sell them all in 90 days, next quarter, you have 200 items in your store, right? And you sell all of them. And in the next quarter, you have 400 items for sale. That to me makes logical sense that each time that you turn over your inventory, you have more inventory and you have some money in the bank. That's good. I think a lot of people have 100, 200, 500 item stores and they don't turn their inventory over very often, maybe once a year, 2 times a year. And I think that's a mistake in the beginning. You got to move things relatively fast. I'll give you an example. I'm trying to find an Offspring shirt from when I was a kid because Offspring was my first concert. And everyone is asking like $150 to $500 for the shirt that I want, which has a monster on it. And I have offered all of them like 100, 120, 110. And I'm okay paying the full price, but I want a deal, right? And I'm just wondering, a lot of these people that I'm offering 110, 120, they don't even counter offer. They're asking 150, 170, 200. I don't really know what the value is of this shirt, but I have been making offers for like 6 months, 8 months, a year on the same shirts, and they still haven't sold them, and their whole stores are full of this stuff. I'm wondering, should they accept those offers? If you paid $4 for a shirt at the thrift store and somebody offered you 120, but you could maybe get 200, do you take the offer or do you just keep waiting? So I feel like $100 is 25 more shirts. Would you rather have 25 shirts or this Offspring shirt? And I feel like there's only like 8 or 9 of the shirt that I'm looking for out there, and then none of them are selling. So I don't know. It's an interesting puzzle.
I sent you the link.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Iver says he'll DM you because he can get it for you.
Who said that?
Ivermectin.
Oh, ivermectin. Let's go. No, because I was just thinking, I don't know. I feel like that's a reasonable offer. 120 bucks for the shirt that you paid $4 for. Um, but I don't know.
Sam C says, "Hi Chris, I'm a new follower on YouTube.
Thank
Do you
you.
have tips on being more consistent with sales?"
Yeah. So consistent listing will lead to consistent sales, and quality listing will always lead to sales, and so will quality items. Um, so usually when we look at slow sales, this is what happens, Sam, and this is for bold finds too. Category one means high profit sells fast. Category two means low profit sells fast. Category three means high profit sells slow. Category four is sells slow, low profit. When we review people's stores, 99% of their stores low profit sells slow. It's just they got it for cheap. They got it for free or $1. They have 1,000 items in their store they spend $1,000 on. All of them are gonna sell for $10 to $20 plus shipping, slowly, like maybe 3, 4, 10 years before they sell. I'd much rather you spend up a little bit, spend 4, 5, $10 on an item, and worst case scenario, you sell for 14, 15 plus shipping, get your money back, and move on to the next thing. So like yesterday, I did my first Poshmark live just to test it, and items that I bought on the flea market on Sunday, I listed on Friday, right? And yesterday was Sunday. And I did a couple of, let's see. So I bought them on Sunday. I listed them on Friday. Yesterday was Sunday, right?
Yes.
So yesterday was Sunday. And I sold probably 10 of the shoes for around $13 plus shipping, and I paid 4. So after Poshmark fees, I got $10 back on average, paying 4 in a week. So I was just thinking, wow, that's pretty good. If I was just starting, I got all my money back. I can go back and buy more stuff, and I still have items left. So in the beginning, I think you need to be really picky. Avoid items that are $1 and sell for 10. Try to spend more, like 4, 5, 6, $8 to sell for 30, 40. Of course, one in the 20 is great. It's just generally those items don't sell very fast.
Matt is asking, for taxes, should I keep all of my thrift store receipts, or is it enough that I'm using a dedicated business card for buying inventory?
You should keep your receipts, at least in a shoebox.
Um,
I think that's perfect. Thank you.
Minecraft says, Chris, would you ever think about running a different business which complements your main business? Like a brick and mortar shop or something like that?
Brick and mortar's dead at this point.
It's hard to.
Yeah.
Brick and mortar sounds so difficult because it's like. I think a normal brick and mortar does like $1,000 to $2,000 a day in sales if you're doing decent, right?
If you have a good, like, people walking by.
Right. If you have people walking by, maybe you do $1,000 to $2,000, and it costs like $1,000 to $2,000 to operate it. So you gotta like the margins are not that great. You gotta be careful. So probably not a brick and mortar, but maybe another complementary business makes sense for me. Right now, wholesale as an example, I sell roughly $3,000 or $4,000 a week in wholesale on dailyrefinement.com. That's nice. And Taylor was helping me with the flea market yesterday, and he helped me unload my van, which is the best because everything from the flea market fits in one van load. And Holly just helped me make the boxes. So the items are gonna come from. Let's see. I would be okay showing this part of my shop, but not what's back here.
Okay.
If you guys can see over here, this is stuff that came in from the flea market. Can you guys see it on the
The
ground?
bags, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this side, we can show this
Okay.
side. This side, these boxes, they're going to go into those boxes right now. And probably half of those have already sold today. So that's a complementary
Stack.
business. These ones, these empty ones.
These empty ones.
So that's a complementary business. It's a
Yeah.
wholesale business. So it went
From
from the flea
there.
market directly into the boxes and then directly to customers. Since I don't sell jeans anymore. So I buy my jeans roughly $1 a piece. I sell them for roughly $2 plus shipping on my website. And I have a pretty good amount of repeat customers. And I only get 1,000 or like 600 to 1,000 pairs of jeans every week. So there's not too many of them, but that's a complementary business on the side. And in theory, if I ever shut this all down, I probably still will go to the flea market to get that easy-ish money.
EJ is asking, hi, Chris. Is the listing party 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time?
9 to 12 a.m. or 9 to 12 p.m. So it's in the morning at 9 till 12 p.m. lunchtime, and then 1 hour to hang out and talk. So 3 hours,
Pacific time.
get some work done. 1 hour, have a brewski, kombucha, matcha tea,
And how do
and
they
talk.
join? How do they join?
You join by emailing me at chris@dailyrefinement.com. Please introduce yourself, and then I'll respond back with the Zoom room and password. It's free. I just want to see. Last week we had 50 people. It was awesome.
Germs, is that sound some cats fighting? No, it was a tape gun.
Does it sound like cats?
I guess it could sound like.
Um,
Richard says, hi, Chris. I am trying to do flat lay on the ground.
Yep.
Currently using my phone to take pictures.
Yep.
What advice would you give to someone that is 6'4" doing this?
Elevate your table because it's like you're moving a lot of distance. Because I'm 6'1", right? So doing elevation to the ground, if you can shorten the distance, it would make it a lot easier. So making a platform for your. So Levi in the group is 6'5", and he does it on the ground, and it only takes 10 minutes for 10 photos, and he just deals with it. He's like, 1 minute per set of photos. I'm only bending over 10 times. And then Opus mentioned, how many times do you bend over per day and don't get paid? So bend over 10 times per day, make your money. It's not terrible, but obviously, I'm wearing a back brace too. I recommend wearing a back brace, even though I don't have any back problems, just because it gives you a little extra support. So raise the platform a tad.
B says, hey, Chris, I have around 1,000 items in my death pile.
Yep.
I think listing and selling quickly, I can get around $10 per piece, or I could get $2.50 in lots. Which would you do?
If you have the knowledge to go buy great items, then I would do the 250 option, get my money and go buy great items. If you don't know what items to buy, I would wait and get them more $10 per item. But if you can sell 20, 30, 50, $100 items, that's better, obviously.
Iver says, how would you put yourself back in the good books with Evil Bay if you've had a falling out and been punished with changes?
Just do right by everyone, and eventually karma will come around. I'm a big fan of karma. I think you get what you deserve to some degree. So, except for nice people die early. Maybe they live a good life, but old grumpy people live a long time. Just like old salty people never die. So maybe you weren't a good person, but maybe you didn't do that much damage, so you just stick around for a really long time. That's just from my experience. There's a lot of salty old people still around, and some great people who kick the bucket, early.
Germzo says, does eBay throttle my views if I do not post for a few days? I feel like it does. If I do not post for 2 days, my traffic goes way down and it's hard to recover, but I wasn't sure.
They don't. If you look at the traffic tab, so is that 650? Yeah. Okay, so everything but 650, we can move over here. They don't throttle your traffic. If you look at the eBay traffic page, it'll show your traffic and impressions. And the problem is that you don't have good items coming in fresh that get new traffic. The old items get the same number of traffic, but they already converted at a low rate. So let's say 100 people look at your items and you only sell one, right? They're going to introduce the same items to 100 more people every day, but it's like already kind of stale. So it's kind of like less and less people are interested in the same items over time. Does that make sense, guys? You have to have fresh inventory to keep new people interested in your items, and they may pick up an old item. But if you show the same thing over and over and over again to the same people, of course, 2 or 3 days and your traffic is going to take a hit because you didn't do anything different, and you're the same old dog and show. What is that saying? Same old. What is that saying? Same old pony trick.
That's what I was thinking of.
You're doing the same thing over and over again, and people become less interested over time.
Basically.
Yeah. Like if you had a retail shop and you never changed anything, it would just get worse and worse and worse until nobody came.
Horse and pony
Horse and
show?
pony
Yeah,
show.
that's what I was thinking. But then I was like, does that
Dog
make
and
sense?
pony show?
Dog and pony show.
Song and dance?
Same old
one
song and
trick
dance is
pony?
good. Same old song and dance is good.
You guys
Dog
know,
and
they
pony show?
know.
You get it.
But the same show is really boring. Like hopefully in the Q&A I'm answering different questions each time.
DJ Showers says, when should you lower the price if your item doesn't sell?
Depends on how fast you want to move it and what your margins are. So like, for example, in my Poshmark closet, I'm kind of hoping for 1 month sell through. I've been changing my prices every day lower because I don't like. I want the item to move fast. I have a limited amount of space, and I actually like having more space. So I'm okay with selling things too fast at the expense of working harder. I'd rather work harder and not have any items than not work at all and have all the items. Does that make sense? Like a lot of people are not working very much, but they make $100 a sale, but they sell one thing every 4 days. I'd rather sell hundreds of things a day and only make a couple of bucks a piece.
At the brick and mortar, it's like 2 to 3 months.
2 to 3 months before they lower prices at a brick and mortar.
Amanda Wilson says, hello, Chris. I'm new to your channel and I'm setting everything up. Where can I find your inventory system on your YouTube channel?
I hope inventory system pulls it up. If not, that would be really sad. Okay, email me at chris@dailyrefinement.com. If inventory doesn't pull up my inventory videos, I suck as a YouTuber, and I will respond back and change that. Because it's in there. I have tons of videos on my inventory system, but it would make me really sad
Yeah.
if you can't search for it.
I'm not sure
I hope it's
which
called
video
inventory.
exactly. There are videos we've made where we talk about your inventory system, but I don't know if we've made a dedicated inventory system video.
That's so sad.
So maybe
What
we
a
should.
horrible YouTuber I am. So yeah, if it's not on there, please email me as a reminder. I appreciate you. I'll send you a gift, and I'll make a video again, 2023 updated version,
Yeah, let's do that.
and show you
We
guys.
should
Yeah,
do that anyways.
yeah, we need to do that anyways. The intro video is so different than what I'm doing now. I need to redo the intro video. Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of things have changed.
there's a lot. It's totally
Since I've
different. Yeah.
Gilly says, I'm slowly posting onto Depop and getting a decent amount of sales. Do you think I should switch to eBay to get more eyes on my products?
Yes, eBay is way bigger than Depop, so that's what I recommend. Holly, do you mind moving this over and I think we should put the Link Soul Golf stuff here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And Lulu, the email address that you can send a question to is chris@dailyrefinement.com. Let's see. Kaylin Miranda says, do you think being active on a social media platform is helpful for business, or combining a personal and business into one page on Instagram? I heard mixed opinions.
I think it takes a really long time to build a personal brand. It took me a really long time, like 8 years, to build a following that people will trust you. So as long as you do a good job and do what you say you're going to do, I'm not perfect at that because it's a lot. But if you do the best job that you can over and over again, you're consistent. Building a social media following helps you. Like I got suspended on eBay and then didn't even lose any income moving to a different platform, and you can do that with your own audience. But if you don't have a social media following, then you have to start completely from scratch. So it's nice to build something up and have a group of people who follow you and trust you. Also, very easy to lose their trust. So you got to make sure you're always on the up and up. But I would recommend for for e-commerce in general, you do not need a personal brand. Personal brand is something separate. I would consider it a different company. Like Daily Refinement YouTube channel is different than Daily Refinement the Whatnot stream. Like the procedures are a lot different. I would treat it as two separate companies. Even if they interact, they're two separate entities.
DJ Shower says, how do I look at my charts on eBay? I've looked and looked and I can't find them.
What was the question?
The charts? How do
For?
I look at my charts on eBay?
Oh, it's in the performance tab under traffic.
Amanda Green says, will you guys ever add some of Holly's mugs and things to the bin on
We
Whatnot?
do.
Yeah,
She's
Yeah?
just did a firing this last weekend. We can
Oh,
do it
nice.
soon.
we can do it soon.
Just
She
did a
has
firing this weekend.
We need to get a kiln here for her so she can throw it in while
That'd
before
be
our stream.
amazing. If you get a kiln, I'd
Can you
love
have
to
an
do
indoor
it.
kiln?
It's in the shed, but if it's in a space like this, it would be
Okay.
fine.
Maybe we'll get another kiln here and we'll fire one up.
Yeah. Takes 10 hours.
It takes 10 hours.
You have to do it twice. That's why it takes so long. But
Wait, so
Yeah, you
5
have to do a
hours?
bisque fire.
the first fire is 10 hours, and then you have to glaze, and then another fire. So altogether, it's like 20 hours of firing.
That's intense.
I know. In between making it and glaze, like doing the whole.
It's a process. Yeah.
Wow.
That's why sometimes it can be expensive.
There's definitely people here because there's broken mugs here.
I know.
and they're
I know.
free.
There's definitely somebody who does ceramics here.
Yeah.
Mohammed is asking, hey Chris, I've done 3,000 pounds this month selling items from Argos to eBay,
Yep.
around 900 pounds profit. I also do used items by only, I only do used items but only do around 1,200 pounds a month. Should I continue Argos or do used items?
Argos sounds like you're doing some type of retail arbitrage. I'm not sure what Argos is. Maybe it's a retail store where you're buying discounted items on clearance and then flipping them back on eBay. I personally, that's the same thing to me as reselling, except for new items, the bottom can drop. Like if somebody gets it cheaper than you, then you can't sell yours. I would definitely move towards used items if you're under 10,000 a month in retail because it's fast. Like 0 to 10,000 selling used items is relatively fast. Above like a certain amount though, new items are unbeatable because you can get so many more quantity. So it depends. I would say that the higher the margin, the faster the sell through rate's always going to be pre-owned. But scale, you got to go new. So in the beginning, which is where you are at, I would focus on used.
Bed
So many leggings.
says, how do you keep track of your actual profit from purchase to profit, not just the sales on eBay?
So on the listing party, this is great. So last week on the listing party, I did my profit and loss. This is how you do it. So on Poshmark, I did something like 6,000 in sales for the week, and then I subtracted my average cost of goods, which is $8, times like 170 items sold or something. So like 170 times $8 was my. Let's see. Yeah, so I did $6,000 gross on Poshmark. I sold 170 items. 170 items cost of goods was $1,360. So Poshmark revenue minus 20% Poshmark fees, $1,200, minus $1,360. And then let's see, minus fees, minus cost of goods, minus labor. So I did Poshmark essentially by myself, so there was no labor cost, and then minus your rent if you want, and that would be your profit and loss for that.
Lulu's asking, how long does it take to turn around a dead store on eBay through listing consistently? Is there a better time of day to list?
There's a better time of day of list, and we talk about that in our group, but it only takes 1 week to fix your store. You list consistent items in your store, only takes 1 week for it to turn back on. So a lot of people are super worried about their stores being dead and they haven't done anything for a while. There's people in the group who didn't do anything for 6 months, and then 1 week of listing, their store turned back on. So eBay just needs to know you have a pulse.
TX says, Chris, I work full time and my wife does the listings. I only have 1 day to source and we go to the flea market. Struggling to find 35 quality items for the week, but we need 70 as we've hit Nirvana. What do you suggest?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the first part?
I work full time and my wife does the listings. I only have 1 day to source and we go to the flea market. They're struggling to find 35 quality items, but they need 70 because they've hit Nirvana already.
You have to double your sourcing. So this part is interesting because I came to the same conclusion. I was listing 30 a day and I was finding 210 items at the flea market on Sunday, and I wanted to go higher. And I made the mistake of buying bulk online without having the right things in place to handle bulk and got myself into trouble. What I needed to do to increase my goal was to go to more flea markets and more thrift stores. That just didn't occur to me. So you have to source more places in order to increase your goal. Don't source online in the beginning. Once you're selling hundreds of items a day, maybe you can try to get some kind of bulk deal, but under 100 items a day, you should just be buying them manually. A mixture of flea markets and thrift stores. So when Tech was doing his full model, it was 49 thrift stores a week and 3 flea markets twice a day. Hold on a second. Let me. Okay. We're gonna just do one more question, and then we're gonna call it.
Oh, okay.
We're going early today. Everybody sign up for the listing party on Friday. Just email me at chris@dailyrefinement.com. Please introduce yourself so I know that you're not a bot or a weirdo, and I'll reply back with the Zoom link.
Yeah, and enjoy the party.
No creepers. Please turn on your video. There's nothing to be ashamed about. There's people that are on there for 3 hours and only list one item. So it's nothing. It's not scary. We're not intimidating. No one's going to make fun of you. It's a safe place. I will kick them out if they say anything remotely annoying because I'm that guy. There's a no strike rule. Be professional. Be productive. We just kicked somebody out of the group yesterday for being disrespectful. So like, there's no time for that.
Okay, one more question.
Yep.
Let's do Zane was the next question. They say, hey Chris, off topic question, but I'm doing 500,000 pounds a year.
Yep.
110,000 pounds profit a year. I have a main channel with 33,000 subscribers and I sell from the UK. What's your advice for YouTube channels?
Okay. 30,000 subs.
33,000 subs.
Okay. Okay. So, my recommendation is do something that you can sustain for a while in buckets. So, as an example, we do this live on Mondays. I'm going to do it forever. It's going to grow my subscriber base forever. On Wednesdays, I do the live Q&A in the morning with the group. So that grows the group, but it also helps me answer as many questions and show the format in the morning. I've been trying to release one video every single Wednesday of a bigger video, but I now know what I want to do with Christine. So my third bucket is going to be day in the life for Chris. And once I set everything up, I'm not going to change it anymore. It's just going to be about what I buy, since that's what people want anyway. I'm going to be like, I bought this thing over here, and let's talk about it. Kylie Jenner made a mistake. She called me, and I bought her stuff. I mean, ideally, that would be what would happen. Something actually exciting, so people would actually come and pay attention. But I can only make so many tutorials. At this point, there's nothing really that's changing. Just what I buy. So that's what I would want my content to be. Q&A, right? A little demo of our group. Listing party. Maybe one day we'll stream it, but maybe not. And then one day in the life of me making buys. That's what I want to go. So for you to grow your channel, you just need buckets of content. Like Mr. Beast has, last person to leave the circle gets $1 million. Last person to take their hand off the airplane gets to keep it. Last person to leave the island gets the island. That's one bucket, right? So that's how you grow your YouTube channel, is you have consistent content that does the same thing. And I appreciate everybody. I'll have a video coming out later today about what supplies to buy for Prime Day tomorrow. And I'll see you guys later.
Yep.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging out. Bye.
Since